God, thank you so much for all those boys and girls out there, missing them so much. And God, just right now, my heart is just for those, maybe it's today, maybe it's tomorrow, next week, next year, but someday, sometime, they're going to be asked to do things that don't honor you, that's not the best that you have in mind. They're going to be asked to worship things that are not you. And God, I just pray for them today. Oh, sorry. Hey, kids, how's it going? Sorry about that. But oh man, I just miss you so much, and I miss Nathaniel. To be honest, that music, kids time. It's so great and catchy, and wow, what? Does anyone have a good Bible story to share or something like that? Maybe, I got one. But before I tell it to you, wait a minute. Ding dong. That was my doorbell. I know Nathaniel would do some high-tech crazy thing, but ding dong. There it is again. Okay, I'm going to go get the door, see what we got. Just hang on. Hello. Oh, hi. I have a package for you. Oh, thank you so much. I love packages. Oh, and it's heavy too. Thank you. Do I need to sign it? No, you don't need to sign for anything. Okay, bye then. Okay, a package. This is great. I love packages. These days, man, everybody's ordering things online, and I love it when there's a package at the door. Oh, this thing is huge and it's heavy. I wonder what it is going to be. I'm going to open it. That was easy. Okay, what have we got here? What? Okay. Oh, it's a book. It says Holy Bible on it. Hey, kids, do you know what this is? Of course you do. It's the Bible. And what's it for? It teaches me to live God's way. You got it. What's this? It's the Bible. That's right. And what's it for? To help me live God's way. That's right. You got it. And so there's a story in here in Daniel chapter 3. But I'm going to get to that. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Oh, this is a condensed toothpick block. So if I just take one off here and I can start chewing on it, it's a big piece of wood. I have to be careful because Joel's going to run out of time. So I'm just used to just doing, going and having a great time. There's a toothpick. I got another piece of wood. Who sent me all this wood here? This is fantastic. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking is that you kids are getting excited about camping. In fact, some of you are probably already camping. And what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to put some logs like that. Let's see if I usually put some bigger ones down on the bottom there, something like that. And then I put some paper in there, and then I start kind of piling it up here. And all that we're needing right now is some marshmallows. Jocelyn, could you go get us some marshmallows or something, or Werner? Okay, here we go. Oh, that is ready for a fire. Let me tell you about a great old big fire that we read about in the Old Testament. And this is the story. Some of you older guys are here, ladies too, will remember VeggieTales, right? And there was a story in there about these guys, and they called them Shadrach, and Benny, right? Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And these guys, what were they doing? They, in fact, were far, far away from home. They had been taken out of their homeland, the promised land that God had promised the people of Israel. And he said, you come here. And they inherited that land, and God led them there. And God said, follow me, obey me, worship me only. And it's going to go well with you. You're going to enjoy a lot of great things. And you know what they did, of course? Well, they weren't so good at listening. Mind you of anybody? Not so good at listening? Yeah, I know. But I still think kids are great. God is awesome. Yeah, I know you got it. Okay, these older folks here don't get it. But when I say kids are great, Yeah, some of them do. Okay. And anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so then they didn't behave and they didn't obey, and God, a big old nation of Assyria came and took them away, and they took the best and brightest, and old mean King Nebuchadnezzar, he decided that all these Israelites, he was going to take out all the specialness of that group from Israel, and they were going to become different and become proud Babylonians, and so he thought he was so great, he built himself a huge big statue of gold, and it was Nebuchadnezzar sitting there like this in all his power and his glory. And he called all the leaders and all of his leaders, and he said, you guys, when the trumpet blows, I want you all to fall on your knees and worship this great big statue of me. Well, everyone thought that was great, except for Shadrach and Benny, because they were in exile, because the people of God didn't obey God, didn't worship Him only, and these guys loved God, and they didn't bow down. And so, some conniving little rascals over there, they came and they told King Nebi, oh, King Nebi, look at these guys. They didn't bow down. They must be terrible. You should throw them into the fire. Well, that's right, because King Nebuchadnezzar had said, well, if you don't bow down to this thing, I'm going to throw you in this furnace and you're going to die there. So you better do what I say, because that's what I want. You better do it. Well, Shadrach and Benny didn't do it. And these guys tattled on him. The king said, get those guys over here. And the king was really mad with them. He said, what do you think you're doing? You're supposed to bow down. Worship me, because I'm the greatest. I do everything great. And they said, whoa there, King Nebi. We worship the Lord our God only. And we're not afraid of what your threats to throw us into the furnace. We believe that the God we serve is able to save us. And we want you to know that we're not going to serve your gods or bow down to you. You know when your dad gets mad and these things start popping out here, or maybe there's a vein that comes down your mom's forehead? Well, King Nebuchadnezzar just got mad. And he tore into them and he said, make that fire 7 times bigger and make it so hot that they're just going to be just incinerated to dust. And so that's what he did. And he took his strongest guys and he bound up these 3 guys. And the Bible tells us that the soldiers who threw Shadrach and Benny into the fire, they died. And this furnace was huge. And King Nebuchadnezzar, he was like, wanting to watch the pain. But he's like, hey, come here. How many guys did we throw in there? He said, 3. How come is it that we see 4 people in there? And he's like, and they're walking around. Shouldn't they be like shriveling up and melting or something? So call them out. Shadrach and Benny, come on out here. They're like, oh, no, thank you. We quite enjoy the fire. We're just having a nice time with the little marshmallows and enjoying ourselves. Do you mind? We're not quite done. No, they didn't say it, but they came on out. And they said, what? And Nebuchadnezzar was like, great. The God you serve is more mighty than me. So everyone who makes fun of these guys' God, well, they're going to go into the furnace. And then he kind of went back to his old ways, King Nebi. But Jesus tells us when the disciples, one guy was asking him, what's the greatest commandment? You know what Jesus said? He said this, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And the Gospel of Mark, he adds, and strength. Love the Lord your God. And you kids sometimes are going to be asked to do things that are not asking you to love God with all your heart. People are going to want you to worship other things. And it's going to be hard because people are going to make fun of you and you might have a tough time. But we know that God saves and he loves you very much. Here's a prayer that I pray, and I encourage you to pray it too if it's on your heart. God is my sovereign king. That means that that he is over everything in my life. And when I pray, I say, God, you are sovereign, and I submit to you. I want to do what honors you. And secondly, Jesus, I give you my life. I surrender my heart to you. And thirdly, Holy Spirit, come and fill me and help me serve my King. Show me how to serve my King. Those things. Submit, surrender, and serve. Kids, I miss you a lot. And we're going to invite Joel to talk to the big kids now. But thanks for joining me a little bit. And we'll talk to you later.